North Dakota's got some of the cheapest car insurance in the country. Like we're talking $100 to $400 a year for full coverage. But here's what catches people off guard. That affordability tricks them into carrying minimum coverage in a state where winter alone should change that calculation completely. By the time this is done, you'll know exactly why North Dakota rates are so low, what coverage you actually need versus what the state requires, and the one winter driving mistake I see people make all the time that costs them thousands. North Dakota has 11 people per square mile. Yes, yeah, that's one of the lowest densities in the country. Fewer cars, fewer roads, fewer accidents. The math is simple, but it goes deeper than that. A body shop repair that costs $4,500 in Minneapolis runs $3,200 in Minot. Labor's cheaper, materials are cheaper, and carriers pass that savings to you. North Dakota requires $25,000 in bodily injury liability per person. That sounds like enough until someone actually gets hurt. A serious collision with injuries blows past that number fast. I see people assume the minimum is fine because the premium is low. That's backwards thinking. In North Dakota's rate environment, bumping up to 100,000, 300,000 in liability costs, almost nothing extra. Bismarck hits -10 in January. Whiteout blizzards happen multiple times every winter. Rural roads ice over in hours. Comprehensive coverage handles weather, ice, snow, windshield cracks from cold. But here's what matters. Collision coverage on rural gravel roads is different than suburban driving. You're dealing with cattle, equipment crossing, roads that haven't been maintained the same way. That's not reflected in the low rate conversation, but it should be. The biggest mistake I see is people thinking low rates mean they can cut corners on coverage. They'll grab state minimums because the premium is cheap. Then winter hits, they slide off a rural road, or they're in an accident with an uninsured driver, and suddenly that cheap policy doesn't cover the actual damage. Don't confuse affordable with bare bones. If you want to see what full coverage actually costs in North Dakota without the guesswork, the link in the description takes you straight to my agency site. You can get a quote in about 3 minutes. We're licensed in Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, Illinois, Ohio, Missouri, North Dakota, a bunch of states. Let's figure out what you actually need.